Good morning and welcome to another weekly vlog. It is Wednesday, no it's not, it's Monday morning. I'm waiting for both of them. We are heading into Isaac's school. They're having a uniform sale. We've got a couple of blazers, a couple of jumpers and some shirts to drop off. Shirts haven't even been worn. I'm like, hurry the hell up. Right, Isaac's got a different pair of fucking jeans on again, honest to God. The amount of washing that child has me doing. We're waiting on him now, Darren's not out, which is fabulous. I want to get in to get to the sale before everyone else because it's like they're selling blazers for £5. The blazers are £80 normally. Jumpers for £2, they're normally about 40. We're not buying shirts or trousers, we're going to buy those new black blazers and jumpers and PE kit we're looking for. Isaac, why have you got new trousers on again?
Because I sweat for din lessons.
You what?
I sweat for din lessons.
Oh.
I checked them to see if they're fine, but there's a big, like, I think it's chocolate.
Like, see, on our washes, usually it's 1 or 2 items of me and your dad's, and the entire washes are all yours. You're going through so many bloody clothes. I want to get in like one of the first so that I can get a blazer at least. So that's the plan. I look like death warmed up, but I'll be doing my rock fit later on, so I'm not putting makeup on. Don't think there's anything else to tell you. Apart from the fact Mum wasn't very good yesterday. My dad's not doing very well with the keeping her hydrated. He can't tell when she has a cup whether she's actually drinking out of it or not. She doesn't have the strength to suck up a straw. And she's going like that, not like one continuous, and she's not getting anything, and he seems to think if she sat there with a straw in her mouth she's drinking, and she isn't. She hasn't been to the toilet, I don't think, in a long time. I'm like, when she last been? I don't know.
Yeah,
Carers aren't marking it down. Carers haven't told him, but it doesn't occur to my dad, if the carers haven't told you, ask. I wrote a note in the book. It's like, I have to worry about every little bloody thing. From every avenue, it's ridiculous. Right, so we get this done, and Isaac has his guitar lesson later this afternoon. He missed last week because of his hand. Tomorrow I'm in taking my mum downtown, if just probably a walk out in the air, to be honest. Wednesday I'll have to take Kira and Sophie out because I didn't last week. So yeah, I'm just tired right now. I'm waiting for it to like properly hit me. It always does, and it hasn't yet. All I've got is really bad upper backache, but from bending over hospital beds and trying to listen to my mum talking. There's the police. Why do you always feel guilty when you see the police, even though you're not doing anything? Or is that just me? I don't have a guilty conscience, I don't do anything wrong.
I don't feel guilty wrong.
I do. Not around ones walking about, but when you're driving you always think, am I doing something I shouldn't be doing? I have never in all my time driving been pulled over, which I think is really weird. You know the way there's like random traffic stops and things, and breathalyzers? I'd quite like to do a breathalyzer just to see what happens. You know, well, I know what's going to happen. It's going to be no alcohol. I don't believe in drinking and driving at all, not even one. But I just think it's quite interesting. But yeah, nothing. Right, I'll go. I will let you know whether we were successful or not. The main aim is a blazer, but if I can get a jumper and a skull tracksuit, that's the next one, so we shall see. I shall check in with you later. Assembly hall. Jesus. No, that's full up there.
Already, Jesus.
No, well, there'll be people that are having to.
I want to be staffed. No, it's bad. Last thing you want something. Someone's parked a car. Can you please move it?
There they go, waiting to see if we can get in half an hour early on the proviso that we're dropping off uniform. Isaac's got it under his arm, he's got blazers, he's carrying it sideways. Oh, Jesus Christ, honestly. The blazers is the bit I want to be face up so they can see we're dropping in blazers, so they're more likely to let us Look at blazers.
If you can, right now. Because I asked about
she's a
dropping it
pupil.
off. Yeah, I know. And then as we were coming back out into the car park, that blonde one was walking. She goes, "Have you dropped off?" So yeah, we just dropped a bag off. I said, we'll be back in for the bag. Oh, you can do it now if you want. I said, "Is it all right?" She goes, "Oh yeah, come on in." Like, she's like, "Come on in."
Who was she, Isaac?
Year head, Miss McCann.
That's the one you don't like.
Don't like her.
Oh, the one that used to get him for his...
Get him for his hair while he's here.
She was really nice.
She acts like that and burns her around.
Hmm.
Like her and Miss McCauley both changed drastically when they was teachers.
All it probably is, Isaac, is she's sick to the back teeth of kids. Literally, like, effing hell, kids again.
Then why does she have a job as a teacher?
Because that's a well-paid job, Isaac.
That's what
And
you've
most
trained
people
at,
don't
huh?
like the jobs they're in, Isaac. And they hate it a lot more than what she does.
So, flipping hell. These are, I don't know what they think. Is that just to prevent people racing or what?
Don't know.
So it is 20 past 11. The sale's meant to have started at 11 o'clock. We're on our way out. So we're on our way out before anybody else gets in.
11:30,
The only
Isaac,
downside, 11, what did I say, 11?
Yeah.
11:30 it should have started. So we're going out 10 minutes before it starts.
With our booty.
We got a blazer at a £5.
Don't you worry about looking, mate. You're alright. It's in your car.
We got PE shorts and a PE top. So we got the main thing we wanted. There's no jumpers big enough. They've only got jumpers up to the size that he actually has at home is the largest one that they've got. They didn't have any tracksuits large enough. What was the other thing? Yeah, I think that was it. We weren't looking for trousers or shirts. I want to buy new ones of those. Yeah, so £7 for a blazer, PE shorts, PE top, and Darren worked out. What did you work out? About 160 quid's worth, which is ridiculous. So we've just got a jumper. The thing is, you've got so many things to get. He needs a jumper. He'll need new shirts, new trousers, new shoes, new trainers for PE. He'll need all that bought. So to save £80. And saying that, my mum was going to buy him his blazer. They've got an R plate on and they're overtaking me on that little section of road. An R plate means you're restricted.
She had a vape as well. She's really trendy.
So when you pass your test over here, you must have an R plate up for a year, which means you're restricted to driving 45 mile an hour. You're not allowed to drive over that. And that person has just found the need to overtake me on a tiny little short section of 30 mile an hour city centre road. So yeah, so that's that done at least. You see, the thing is, like I said to Darren, there will be people coming all day with stuff to drop off because they couldn't drop them off during school term.
She stopped. Oh God, that woman there, with learner sticker on, she'd stopped on the inside lane of the roundabout with the outside lane empty, wanting to turn off the roundabout.
Right, I don't know when that switched off. I've no idea.
Let's start again.
That kept wobbling about, so it switched off.
She said,
I think.
"Maketh me happy."
They didn't. The thing is, there was hardly anything there. There was a lot of trousers,
Yeah.
but the issue is that, like I said before, people won't have been able to drop off old uniform because their kids will have been wearing it up to the end of term. So I would imagine anyone that comes in today will probably have uniform with them to drop off, unless they've got younger siblings. Because if you're unlucky enough to be one of the younger siblings, you get everything. That would have been you. You get everything passed down from your two older brothers. Yeah. Think twice about that. BM, there's a shock.
And they lost it now.
Why is it? Now, I am not saying that every BMW driver drives like an idiot, because they don't. But Why is it whenever someone does something idiotic, dangerous, reckless, when you look to see it's always a BMW? Why?
Mainly when it involves any kind of speed.
Yeah, I don't get it. And like when I was driving up and down to the hospital last week every day, every time a car drove so close up my back end on the motorway. Now, I'm not going under the speed limit. In most cases, I was going slightly over. They're almost touching the back. If you were to stop, they'd be into the back of you. And every time you look to see what type of car it is, BMW. Every time. They're very popular over here. Really popular. I says to Darren, if I won one in a competition, I wouldn't want it. As long as I could sell it, would be alright. You would not catch me driving one of them things.
Why?
Because it comes with a reputation of being a W word. So yeah, we're going home. I'll switch you off now. We've got the Blazer, which is the main thing we wanted. The other one looked quite small on him, I thought, the 15 one. So that one looked a better size. Right, anyway, I shall check in with you guys probably tomorrow. Hello. It is loud. Daisies. I don't remember if I recorded anything yesterday. If I didn't, welcome to a new week. I did, just remembered. We went to get the clothes yesterday from school. We're just heading into my mum's. Isaac's in the house, gonna be gaming. He's a pain in the arse when you take him into town and he doesn't want to go. He just spends money on crap and whinges about how long everything takes. Oh, I've no seatbelt on. Jesus, I've never done that before. That's a first.
Belt up, woman.
Yeah, Darren's coming in to give me a hand as I'm a bit bleh at the minute. I'm assuming my mum's going to want to go out. She hasn't been out in over a week, so it'll do her good to get out, to get a bit of fresh air around her. I wish this wheelchair would hurry up because her posture at the minute is terrible. Oh, I've got to hope that's not the drinks falling on top of the bread. So groceries on the back and the floor. We'll see how she is today. If she hasn't been to the toilet, she's going to have a job to do.
You got your torch?
I'm going to have to get a suppository in and make her sit on that toilet for half an hour. But she's so weak at the minute, you know, it's not even a toilet, it's a commode because she would just fall off a toilet. We'll see how things are. I'll let you know, obviously. This vlog is like my parents' health updates. It's all I ever seem to fucking talk about. The school magazine comes out every quarter and it came out again today. They send like a electronic copy of it, and if you want a physical copy, I think they have them in the office. Not like now because the school's closed. But before, the teachers had said, oh, and does Isaac do anything extracurricular, blah blah blah, you know, send in pictures. We sent in a picture when he got his gold award for Scouts, and they said they couldn't use it because they ignored it first of all, and then Darren sent a message and says, well, did you get this? I was under the impression you wanted the photographs. Oh, we can't use it because there's children from another school in it. Now, the year before, the last set of Scouts that got the gold award were in the magazine, despite someone from another school being in it. But the two kids from their school that were getting the award were Marcus's kids, those Explorer Leaders kids, did you see that piece of wood? Who also happens to be on the Board of Governors for St Louis School. So that was allowed to be in, despite the fact there was a girl from another school in it, but Isaac's wasn't. So we waited until I got a photograph of the mayor giving Isaac, basically they took an individual photograph of every kid getting the award of the mayor. I sent that in, haven't used it. So I'm not best pleased, but it's like, I'm waiting until he gets this bronze award for Duke of Edinburgh, and if that doesn't go in, I'm gonna say, look, everything seems to be focused on sports and Gaelic and hurling, and I've something else up my belt too. Kids that are getting awards for kindness. Do you know who got the one for kindness? And Scythe.
Side.
Yep. 2 times now we've seen kids get awards for kindness, and they're both bullies. The one that's just got it said to Isaac on the school bus last year that snitches get stitches, because they made an assumption that he had told about something that was going on in the bus which he hadn't, and everybody turned on Isaac, and she came down the bus and said to him, snitches get stitches.
And then his mum got dressed at school.
So that's kindness and cooperation award is going to her, and the last time Ben got it. So kids that are just, they're getting those awards. It's constantly the same kids because they're sporty, and then you get kids that are getting achievement in other areas that are just getting ignored, and it's completely unfair. So when he gets the Duke of Edinburgh, I'm going to be sending that in, and if it's not used, or when it's been sent in, I'm going to say we're really disappointed that the Scout one wasn't used despite us sending in an individual picture. We hope that this one warrants inclusion.
Oh no, I'll be more passive aggressive than that.
So there is a picture of the side of his head with 2 other girls working on that mosaic they were doing, but I'm very surprised that photograph's in, because you can see his ponytail in it. Very surprised. And the photograph is in of that guy. There's a TV show called Blue Lights on BBC, and it's a programme about the police service in Northern Ireland, a drama, and the writer, producer, director of it went to St Louis, so he has gone back to give talks. He goes back quite regularly. He won a BAFTA, and he went back with a BAFTA, and he met the pupils from the Moving Image Arts class, and the ones that are going to be going into it next year, which is Isaac, and he had photographs taken with groups of those, so that one's in. But I mean, getting the gold, Scout Chief Gold, that's the highest honour you can get as a Scout, and I don't see why Marcus's 2 kids are entitled to be in the magazine because they get it and Isaac isn't. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But Isaac probably didn't even want to be in it, but I'm just sick of seeing the same smug little arseholes that I know to be... Example, here's an example for you. The group from where we're from, out in Glenravel, they're very, small-minded village mentality that stick together and never go outside of that. So a group of them have started using the N-word in school. Unfortunately for them, when they were in a corridor using it, one of the teachers was in a room and heard them. Now, Isaac was in the room that teacher was in, and he was sat right close to the front so he could see what was going on. And the teacher went out of the class and absolutely rollicked them something shocking, really bad, and they got detention for, I can't remember if he said it was a week or 2 weeks, break time, or lunchtime and after school detention. And apparently they tell the parents what the detention's for. That made my fucking year, because it was them lot doing it. And some of them are always in the magazine for, awards in this, awards in that. And one of them that's part of that group, now granted she wasn't there because it was a group of lads doing it, she's the one that's got the kindness, and that's her entire, that's just how she is. Yeah. And they're all very much, like racist, homophobic, I'm surprised they haven't started yet having a go at anybody that's got any English ancestry. I'm surprised Isaac hasn't had that yet, because you get a lot of that. Because at school, now I don't know why they focus so much on Irish history. It's boring, to be honest. But when kids become aware of everything involved in Irish history and the British input, a lot of them get very anti-British, anti-English because of what happened. And if you happen to be someone that either dates someone that's English, has a parent that's English, has any tie to being English, they'll have a go at you for that, you Brit, that sort of thing. So I'm surprised that hasn't started yet. That would have been the norm when I was at school, because when I was a teenager, anybody I was dating was Protestant, and I got quite a bit of flack for that. But it's just the Here's the thing. I've said this before, but I'm going to repeat it for emphasis to make my point. One of them, and actually one of the nicer ones that comes across as a decent enough person, he does, he's in a traditional group and he does like performing arts, poetry and stuff, like Irish traditional poetry. They had to do a thing for English once where they had to write and give a presentation on someone they admire, and Isaac did boy. This guy picked Bobby Sands. Now, you're probably going, who? Bobby Sands was an IRA hunger striker. Now, I get a lot of people wanting a United Ireland, and I get a lot of people, you know, supporting political prisoners that didn't do anything violent. It used to be years ago, there's a thing called internment, which basically meant they could pick up anyone Irish and chuck them in prison for nothing, just because they could. And that's how that, what was the Birmingham Six? They got arrested and none of them were guilty for anything, and they spent years in prison. In the Name of the Father's based on it, the movie with Daniel Day-Lewis and Pete Postlethwaite, which is an amazing film. But I can understand people supporting someone that has got a certain political stance that they agree with, but this guy was involved in planting a bomb that killed people that were, including a child, as far as I'm aware.
It was a furniture supermarket, it blew up, and there was a baby in a pushchair died.
So, school allowed this young lad to do a presentation on someone they admire, and they picked Bobby Sands. Now, personally, if I were the teacher, I would have contacted his parents and told them that I thought it was wholly inappropriate, that they shouldn't be choosing someone they admire that is a terrorist, basically. But it's like, what the
Well, he starved himself to death.
I mean, that's just
People
stupid.
claim it's because he was fighting for Ireland. He didn't. He starved himself to death because he wanted to be treated
Like a
as a political
prisoner.
prisoner rather than a normal prisoner.
Yeah.
So he starved himself. And people say, oh, he's a hero for Ireland. It's like, no, he did it for himself.
Because basically, if you were fighting for your country, like if you were in the British Army, you would be treated differently to other prisoners. Even if you committed an atrocity, you would be treated differently, and you get certain privileges, one of which is not having to wear a prison uniform.
Yeah, that's the basic one.
And they wouldn't let him have these rights, and he's like, well, I am a political prisoner, I am fighting for my country, and because he couldn't, I've got a very harsh line on prisoners, full stop. I would immediately cut out half them by bringing back capital punishment. A lot of people disagree with me, I'm aware, but if you can categorically prove with DNA evidence, CCTV evidence, stuff that's there to see, the person's admitting it, I don't think that person should draw breath, personally. That's my viewpoint. I get into quite a lot of discussions about that. Oh, they're alright. Bobby Sands. So that'll give you an idea on what we're talking about. I mean, you expect people to say, you know, like a famous musician, a footballer, you know, if you're a politically minded, which a lot of people at school are, I wasn't, you could pick somebody like, what do you call that girl that got shot?
Oh, the Afghani girl.
Yeah, someone like that.
Her autobiography was in Heart Foundation with her.
You know, pick someone that's actually, if you're into the environment, Greta Thunberg, pick people like that. Don't fucking pick a terrorist.
Terrorist. From a prescribed terrorist organisation. Hey, we're just about to pass the Bobby Sands celebrity takeaway corner. His flag's gone.
What, every year there's a date, I think it's in August, where on this road, because there's a Catholic housing estate just here, they put up on the lampposts pictures of hunger strikers, basically people that died for the cause. And they're hunger strikers, and Darren finds it quite ironic that they're opposite the Chinese takeaway. So that's what he's talking about. They're not there all year round, they put them up. There's a day in the year where they remember them, and I can't remember when it is, but I don't know. It's just ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. If you're a terrorist, you're a terrorist. I don't care what you're fighting for. You're killing innocent people. Your cause is belittled by the fact that you've done what you've done.
Yeah, well, they killed Protestants, Catholics, and a baby. What more do you want?
Yeah.
Full house.
So yeah, I got onto that by talking about that bloody Skull magazine, didn't I? So I shall go now. and check in with you later. I'm just hitting town now, so I'll be at my mum's in less than 5 minutes. So speak to you later. Hello, it is Wednesday evening. I've been out today at Soft Play with Sophie and Kira. Last minute decision this evening to go to the cinema to see F1, which I've been looking forward to. It looks really good. Someone described it as like Days of Thunder on speed. I love Days of Thunder. It's a new movie with Brad Pitt, but everybody I know that's been to see this movie has said it's really, really good. I think it's 2.5 hours long, so it's quite a long one. But the reason I'm going is because the football has started again in earnest. It is the Women's Euro, is it tonight? I can't remember. Whatever it is, Darren will be watching it, and it's like, well, I'll be sitting in the living room watching something on my own anyway, so I really want to see this movie. I know Darren and Isaac will probably want to see the new Jurassic Park one, so that will take precedence. There's no way Isaac will want to see this one, so I don't want to miss it at the cinema. And there's a few coming up I really want to see. Bring Her Back, from the same creators as Talk to Me, is coming later this month. I've been waiting for that for ages because everyone in America seems to have seen it, but I saw an advert online today that said that it's online, so I must find out what streaming service it's on. Although I think I've had all the free trials of streaming services that I can get. I only subscribe to a few. Netflix, I have Amazon Prime because of the delivery thing, so Amazon Prime. I periodically have Discovery Plus depending on whether there's new series of Ghost Adventures and haunted-y stuff. I periodically on and off have Shudder. I wait until there's like a ton of stuff I haven't seen, then I'll subscribe for a bit and watch it all and unsubscribe again. But sometimes companies do free trials even if you've another bloody single magpie. Honestly, I don't know what it is about me and single magpies. There's never another one, and they're supposed to like travel in groups. I've just realised I need petrol as well. So yeah, I'm going to see F1 at the cinema. It's the long and short of what I should have said, really. Tomorrow I've got some admin stuff to do for Scouts. Isaac has jiu-jitsu. It's like the only day this week where I'm not actually busy, but I am busy because I've got loads of housework to do, Scout stuff to do. Isaac will need taken to jiu-jitsu, just bits and bobs, and then Friday I'm busy again, so next week's busy every single day. Not doing anything of any excitement. Well, I'm getting my hair done on Monday, getting my roots redone. I love getting it. It's like a refresh because it makes my hair so much brighter. I might let her wave it this time. When she finishes, she always says, do you want to straight or wavy? And I always say straight, because it's a real novelty for me to have really tidy looking hair. It always looks really healthy and tidy when she straightens it, but I might let, you know when they put like a little wave with the straighteners, I might let her wave it this time. Tuesday I'm taking my mum out. Wednesday we've all got the dentist. Thursday I may be meeting a friend for lunch. Friday I'll probably be taking Sophie and Kira out because I wasn't able to on the Wednesday. Anyway, right, I'll switch you off. I will, as always, be doing a review for my main channel for the film if you're interested, but I have heard it's excellent, so I've got high hopes for this one. Any more black smoke. I thought the car was on fire a minute ago. It driving faster, it stops, but when they slow down, it starts again. There it goes again. But it's like only a little bit now. I'm keeping this on to see if it does it again. Go on then, off you go. Look at that. Really? That shouldn't even be on the fucking road. Still kicking shit out. Every time he accelerates, it kicks a load of crap out. Right. We're going to try something and see what happens. Let's see what this is.
Oh, Dobby's coming.
Right, Dobby. See how clever you both are. Look at this. Look. What's in there?
Oh, Molly's seeing it.
She knows there's biscuits in it. Probably been better to do it before you'd been fed, isn't it? Now watch. Oh! Look.
Are they gonna eat it? There's one over there by the wall.
Yeah, they're not.
Oh, Dobby's got it.
So look, that's what's in here. Can you figure that out? You know what they'll do? They'll knock the whole bloody thing over and then eat them all.
She's stupid. She's not gonna figure that out. Go on here, she'll accidentally headbutt it. Oh, Dobby's gone.
Look. No. For goodness sake. I wasted my money. When it comes to food, they generally are.
You do realise you'd have to remove that probably when we go out. Because they'll trash it and eat the lot.
Well, I got it for when we go out to give them something to do.
Oh, yeah,
But there's nobody doing an awful lot at the minute.
Oh, she's coming back around.
Look. Look.
Don't do it for her.
She has to know that there's biscuits in it.
You know what they're gonna do.
She's not hungry. She's not even eating them.
Well, they have just had to dinner.
Dobby's wolfing up everything.
Maybe if we guide Dobby's paw to it, then.
Look, look. What's in there, Dobby?
Just
Look.
headbutt it really hard.
What's in there?
She just needs to headbutt it really hard.
Look. I can't hold the camera on her at the same time.
Wait, oh.
You put her paw on it.
I don't know if I can. Oh, Molly's. Hello.
That's it. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh! We didn't want that many biscuits. Jesus Christ. Get some of them biscuits. Put them back in.
She pushed her paw at the very end. She wanted to put her paws, I believe she did that. I don't think they can reach that.
All they have to do is push the bottom of it.
Yeah, I know, but...
It was a chihuahua that done it on the advert on TV.
A big chihuahua.
No such thing as a big chihuahua. Right, well that was a bit crap, wasn't it?
Oh wait, Dobby.
We'll leave it there and see what happens. You might do it when you're a bit hungrier.
Dobby's got it. You got this, Dobby. Headbutt. They could jump into it. Like, headbutt it.
They'll be able to do it when they know what they're
Dobby, you
doing.
got it. Dobby, see this? Do it. Wait, there's...
No, don't do it again because more will come out.
Dobby, you got that?
Did you happen to see the most stupidest girl in the world?
Oh. She looked at it.
Oh dear.
Wait till you see, they're going to be running
I
around,
did
don't
try
they?
to train them with a button, for them to press the button when they want it, their TREATSs.
They're going to be running around one day and just run ahead.
You know the way them dogs press buttons and they say things? Well, I tried it with one button and they couldn't get it. So what's the chance of them getting this? Look, Dobby knows, look. Girl, well done.
What do you mean well done? She didn't
She
do it.
sniffed it. It's well done.
Why you say well done? She sniffed something. She sniffs everything.
Right, well, so I switch it off now. We see you doing it when I'm not ready. Hello, I'm still trying to get that minus half distance, but it only works on front facing cameras. It doesn't work on the rear thing, which is annoying because I don't like how close it is. So it is Friday afternoon. We are just on our way into the cinema on a very cold, very wet. Jesus, so it's 15 degrees. It feels about 5. It's really cold. On our way in to see Jurassic World Rebirth.
Dinosaur thing.
Couldn't remember what it was called. I said that dinosaur thing, so I'm never going to forget that now. As always, I'll do a review if you fancy finding out what it's like. The people I know that have seen it, the main person, Marty, Trashfire Pitcher, the Irish guy, one of his big things in life is dinosaurs, and he loves these movies. He said it's all right. He says there's some good action scenes in it, and it's not as bad as Dominion, which I think was the last one, which I actually thought was alright. But it's nowhere near, obviously, the first few. And he's not really happy that they haven't put any vegetarian dinosaurs in. They're all meat eaters. Someone else complained that there wasn't enough of a T-Rex in it. So that's all I know. We shall see. But I can't go on other people's recommendations because my taste tends to be, weirdly, me and Darren tend to mostly agree on something, but it tends to be quite contrary to what everyone else is saying, which is weird. It's like, I thought, well, it's just me, I've got odd taste, but example, what was the one we watched and we didn't really like? 28 years later, we both came out thinking, you know, well, it was okay. I can't say there was anything wrong with the visuals or the acting or any of that or the effects. There was nothing wrong with it, but the story was paper thin, in my opinion. It was really dull. But everyone else is talking about the complexities and the relationships and the beautiful moments and people that are just wanting, like, zombie, basically trying to make out that people that didn't like it are stupid because they didn't understand that it was a different kind of film. It's like, there's nothing that irks me as much as people that when you don't like something says that you didn't understand it. I'm the first to admit when I don't understand something.
Like it or you don't like it.
You
Just
can.
'cause someone, it's a glowing review, it's amazing. Don't think you're going to think it's amazing.
Everybody likes different things. There's some movies I think are fantastic that other people don't rate, and vice versa. Anora,
Fucking Christ. Fucking answer.
young lad, if somebody almost could have very closely crashed into us for overtaking someone as he's leaving the village we're now driving through, 40 miles an hour, and he's overtaking someone, almost crashing into me. Great. Anora is an example. It won Oscars. Everybody loves it. Not just likes it, loves it. Me and Darren thought it was dull as dishwater. It very much to us came across like a new filmmaker, an indie film that didn't really know what he was doing yet. It won Oscars. The year before,
I was 14.
Everything Everywhere All at Once last year, the world, actually Darren didn't mind that one. I didn't like it. I just thought it was stupid. It was like, what the fuck are they doing now? It was just silly. I think for me, I've always said this and it explains why I feel like I do about different films. If I don't buy into a character, if I don't feel something, then I don't like it. If I can't connect, as an example, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I didn't care about any of the characters. With Anora, I actually disliked them both quite intensely, but they weren't playing the bad guys, they weren't like Hannibal Lecter or something. That's, you want to hate him, he's an awesome character. But if I can't feel, or if I can't relate in any way, I'm not saying I have to relate, but I have to feel, and that generally is the reason. 28 years later, there was Jodie Comer was in it. Now, I really like Jodie Comer. I think she's a fantastic actress. But her storyline, I should have really cared. I should have been moved by it, and a lot of people were. A lot of people cried. I didn't care, and I'm like, why don't I care? It's not her. The girl's a fantastic actress, but I wasn't moved by it. And that's, it doesn't take a lot to move me when I'm watching a film. Adverts can get to me, so I can only put it down to the writing. But again, other people are talking about the complexities, and this means this and that means that, and
that just bored when people start talking about
but I don't know. And I think as well, something that didn't help is that the young lad that's in it, I just found immensely irritating. It's like there's a scene, this isn't a spoiler of any description, there's a scene when his dad takes him out to try and hunt and kill a zombie, and anything that this lad can do wrong and mess up and frustrate and fall over his own feet and not be capable of doing things and drop stuff. You know, like in a situation where it's life or death and you've got some idiot messing everything up. Well, that was the son in this. Granted, he was like 12 or 13 and he shouldn't have been out trying to do this because it was like a rite of passage usually done about 15 or 16. But this dad's like, no, my son's ready, I'm taking him out now. And the son proceeded to just mess everything up, and all I felt was irritation. It was just annoying me. You know, the effects were good where they were, you know, sparingly, but nah. And I don't understand what it is that we tend to agree, but we disagree with most other people. I don't know if that even makes sense. You know, I would expect to come out of a film and me be like, that was terrible, and Darren be like, well, I thought it was really good, or vice versa, but we never do. And we don't discuss what we think of a film until I sit down and put on the camera. You will get our first opinion out of our mouth at that point, not before. So it's odd. So we'll see what we think today. I am expecting average. That's what I'm expecting. What about you?
I'm not going to preempt it.
Well, you think it's going to be terrible?
I don't know. I just think sometimes they do too many of one thing. Oh, we'll make another one, and they're all riding on the back of something else. And it's like, have you put any thought into it, or are you just throwing it out and stuff in? So I'm not going to preempt it. It might surprise us.
Well, if you didn't want to see it, you should have said you didn't want to see it.
I didn't say I didn't want to see it. Just sometimes I've got this habit of chucking loads and loads of films out for the franchise when they could have made one really good film out of all the best parts of the storyline from like 3 or 4 films to chuck out.
It's not a lot of money making though, is it?
No.
It's like these movies people will go see, you know. Yeah. So even if they're not great, it's like we'll look at Halloween and look at Friday the 13th. I mean, how many they did of those? You know, Saw, which I know is, you know, still everybody has their favourite franchise, and for me it's Saw. You know, I will admit that some of the movies aren't the best. Do I still love them? Yes. Halloween, I'd say the first 3. Friday the 13th, never really been a big fan. Scream movies, really liked the first one. Thought the rest were all much of a muchness. What other franchises?
Well, Halloween 3 shouldn't even have been a Halloween film because it's a really good film, but it's not Halloween. Well, it is a Halloween.
It's not about Michael Myers.
It's not a Michael Myers film, so it shouldn't even be number 3 in that series.
If Halloween 3 is a Season of the Witch had have been a standalone film, it would have been much more successful.
Oh, yeah.
But because it was a Halloween movie and Michael Myers wasn't in it, people just weren't very happy. I'll tell you a good example of where we no, actually I can't remember what you thought. One of the Halloween movies that, you know, the trilogy that came out relatively recently that most Halloween fans hated, I actually quite enjoyed them compared to like 4, 5 and 6 of the original trilogy, or of the original. But there was this storyline, now if you haven't seen it, big fat spoilers coming. There was this storyline where there was a young lad, teenager, and he was kind of meant to be carrying on the torch for Michael Myers. I loved it. I thought the storyline was great. I really enjoyed that. I thought, oh, this is interesting. I like this. Everyone else hated it. They thought it was the worst thing they'd ever seen. They thought it was hilariously bad. I liked it. So, I mean...
They just didn't understand it.
They just... Everybody's like, but it's Michael Myers, but he did this and he did that, and how could this little gobshite be able to do this? It's like, because Michael Myers is 70 plus at this point. This is a young, fit teenager. Of course he can overpower, but other people are like, no, you can't overpower Michael Myers. But a lot of people had a lot of issue because Michael Myers is like, you know...
I thought he was immortal.
Well, there's an argument, is he, isn't he? But... I like that storyline because I'm not emotionally attached to Michael Myers. Everybody's got a baddie. Like for me, my emotional attachment to a horror character is Annie Wilkes, and we've only had 1 film with her in. If you messed with a character, and took it a way that it shouldn't go, yes, I'd be really annoyed, I have to admit. But I don't feel I've got John Kramer to a degree.
John Craven's news round.
It's John Craven.
John Craven's news round.
John Kramer I really like as a character, and something they did, it wasn't the last movie, which again, when Darren watched it, he was in complete agreement with me. As much as I love Saw, the last Saw movie, up until 3/4 of the way through, I was enjoying it, everything was great, until sort of the end, sort of like quarter, all in this one place. And it's like, oh Jesus, you know what I mean? Darren predicted what was going to happen before it happened, it was that bad. So it was like, that was annoying. Do I hate Saw because of it? No. So I can understand people having attachments to characters. I just don't happen to have one to Michael Myers, so.
I didn't like Rob Zombie's Halloween.
I did like Rob Zombie's Halloween. Again, that's a very unpopular opinion. Most people don't. Like, purists that like the original don't like Rob Zombie's because they feel it's too far removed from. I really enjoyed them because
I hated Rob Zombie's Monsters.
yeah, that was
one of the worst films
absolute.
ever.
That was awful. The thing
How
with
anyone can make a bad film about the monsters if they want.
the thing with Rob Zombie's Monsters is it looked amazing. The colours, the the outfits, the effects, the trailer and stuff was like, oh my god, this is either going to be amazing or terrible. It was terrible. But other than that, I generally tend to really like Rob Zombie as a director. He's got a real gritty sort of like nasty sort of method of delivering horrors that are actually messed up.
Is he the House of a Thousand Corpses guy?
Yes, he is. That's my favourite Rob Zombie horror film. Yeah. So anyway, I've talked too much about films. I'm actually vlogging right now, so I don't know why I'm telling you lot any of this. You're probably asleep by now. But yeah, I am on a stream with a couple of people I've really wanted to be on a stream with for ages at the end of the month. So I'm looking forward to that. Get to talk film with them. Right, I'm concentrating, I'm going around a corner. I'll switch you off. I will put the link at the end of the video to our review, and you can see what we all thought of the new Jurassic dinosaur thing. Hello, and it's Sunday. I'm closing the vlog for the week. Look at my grey roots. It'll be worse tomorrow. I've got a hairdresser tomorrow to get and the reason it's worse is because here there's like little bits of that spray that you spray on your grey roots. That's just come off here. So at least I'm getting it fixed tomorrow. It's a rainy, grey day. Yeah, there's nothing really. Oh no, there was. So yesterday morning, 8:57. I don't know how. I must have been asleep. I have no idea how I've missed it. But the nurse called me. Or no, it was the carers. And I woke up later. And it's like, well, what's that about? Apparently it was about medication and it was sorted. And then last night, about just after 9 o'clock, call from nurses about catheter bypassage. I thought she said Dalriada had contacted her and she was calling us to find out what the crack was. So obviously I'm not there, so I don't know what's happening. And they tried me dad and nobody had answered the phone, Kel surprise. This morning, went again. Another nurse out about the catheter. Oh well, your dad was sleeping. Thought so was I, to the point that you phoned me, but anyway, I didn't say anything. She said that I pretty much lectured my dad the last day I was in about making sure she was hydrated and taking her antibiotics, and her was mum can't take a thing by herself. Someone has to make sure she, put the tablets in her mouth, make sure she's swallowing them, and like laxative and stuff. So I sorted out the situation with a poo on Tuesday. We're now on Sunday, and the nurse said, well, I've changed the catheter, but I thought there may have been a blockage, but there wasn't. She's barely passing any urine, so she's clearly not drinking enough. So yet again, it's like, if I am not there for a few days because I'm busy doing other things, which I have been, something has to kick off. So she's not drinking enough. Great. She'll end up back in hospital because it's the reason she was in last time was dehydration and infection.
Which is really, really dangerous. Just
It's like, what am I meant to do? I literally can't be there. This is why my mum needs 24/7 care. And, you know, all my dad does is, you know, there's no one else he has that's relying on him. Or, I mean, I've my own family as well. And every time I'm in, I make sure things are okay. But in the periods of time that I'm not there, if he's not doing what he should be doing, but then he's like, well, she won't drink anymore, and it's like, well, you have to make her drink more. But it's just going to be an ongoing issue. Well, where's all these bikes going? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 turning up there. It's not the best day to be out on a bike, it has to be said. It's wet and rainy. So yeah, I have to go in today and find out what the crack is. But like I said before, my dad seems to think if my mum sat with a cup with a straw in her mouth, it means, and she can barely hold the cup, like when she's not good, she doesn't have the strength to suck the liquid up the straw. It's not going in her mouth because she's not got the strength. But he seems to think that if the straw's in her mouth, that means she's drinking, which obviously it doesn't. The carers were changed to a new team, same company, but they're all new. And where the older ones would have let you know, would have said you're not drinking enough, you need to drink more, would have made notes about it, would have told us. The new ones just basically come in, do their bit, go. They don't, you know, care about any of that. So now I have to go in without sounding accusatory to my dad and basically say what the nurse told me this morning. So never a dull moment now. A little bit of time without a worry would be nice. Doesn't seem to exist. Tomorrow I'm getting my roots done again. Wednesday we've all got the dentist. Tuesday I'm in at my mum's. Thursday I may be having lunch with a friend, I don't know. Friday I'm probably taking Kira and Sophie out. So next week it's pretty much full. Yeah, so I'll not waffle anymore. I'll shut down the vlog for the week. Thank you for watching. Over and out from Kit and